Hey, 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 good evening, and welcome to the business of acting. What you need to know and do to get booked as an actor. My name is Natalie Fikes, and I am the CEO of the Greater Purpose Society. Tonight, we have the honor of presenting to you, Mr. Rodney Collins, who knows all about being booked and as an actor, and he is a top-notch businessman.
What's up, Natalie? Can you hear me? Anybody hear me? Everybody hear me? Give me something. Tap your mute.
We sure can.
Button. Okay, cool. What's up, everybody? I am so glad to be here with you. My name is Rodney, as Natalie said, and we're going to talk for about an hour about the business of acting. But before we get started, I want to go around the room. I want to ask a question to everyone right now. If you were to be cast in your ideal role on network TV right now, your favorite show, whatever, you don't have to say the show, but if you was to get that role that you've been looking for, what would that role be? And let's just go around the room right now. This is a way to get everybody talking a little bit. So I'm gonna start actually with my man T-Roy, because that's my dude over there. So go ahead and start it, man.
I'm sorry, I just got on. What was the question?
If you got your ideal role, all the work we've been doing, bro, everything you've been doing, your ideal role, what would your ideal role be? And, break it down to us. You got less than 30, you got 30 seconds to give it to us. What would your ideal role be on network TV right now?
My ideal role, I would select this. I want my ideal role as like my first big role to have an impact on lives, because I think that's where the acting and art is where I'm drawn to. Is I am more intrigued with people who has an impact on art and an impact on people's lives. As I think about my journey as an actor, I used to watch my grandma. She would watch all the old westerns, and she would just smile and sit there and laugh. And I'm trying to get her attention while she's doing this laugh. I want that impact on people. So I don't have an ideal role because there's so many things that I want to do in 30 seconds. But what I do want to do is have an impact on people.
My man, you handled that very well. You know how we have to do it when they put you on the spot. You got to go right off the top of your head. I like how you handled that. You can go on mute real quick. Kiana, I'm coming down to you.
Hello.
What would your ideal role be? If we would love to see you, but if not, I understand. If you don't want to turn your camera off, I ain't turning it on, but break that down for us.
I'm currently driving. So yes,
driving.
I'm on my way home from work. So
well, turn that camera off then. We don't need that.
So my ideal role would be a superhero. I love weightlifting. I grew up in high school. I was on the weightlifting team, so I love lifting weights and looking buff. I don't like going overboard. I still want to look feminine and like a lady, but because of that, I would love to play a superhero.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm actually going to come to Natalie also, because she has an incredible personality. For those of you all who do not know her, so if you can drop it for us, what would be your ideal role on TV?
My ideal role would be to be acting a stone cold fool as somebody's mama, somebody's auntie, or something, like just that person who comes out of left field and just has your whole stomach toe up because you were not expecting. Not the one you expect to be funny. There's a difference. Mm-hmm. But the person who, I'm all cute and maybe in my business suit and all that other stuff, and then I say something, but it's somebody's auntie or somebody's mama or neighbor or something.
Okay, all right. Okay, somebody's auntie. I can definitely see that in you because I know you. My man Winston is in the meeting, so we're going to ask you to unmute for yourself and just drop it for us. Like, what would your ideal role be on network TV?
Network TV, damn! I tell you.
Yeah,
I'll tell you. For me, I the show that I've loved all the time, and I would love to be it, is I'd love to be like a starship captain on Star Trek. I would like to just be the one. I know there was a great actor, Avery Brooks, who did this many, many years ago. But the promise of unity that Star Trek has or holds, especially in these days, is just dope to me. And I like the whole concept of space and what's out there in the universe. So that would be it. If I had a role like that, that'd be the rest of my life, dude. I'd be on that, doing that every day, every convention, everything. So Star Trek for me.
I can see you doing that. Space, the final frontier.
That's right.
Starring Winston Wilson. Leading it, man. And you have to forgive me. A brother has to put his glasses on a little bit sometimes when he's on his computer. Oh, Flojo. Okay, yeah, we just connected. So if you didn't hear the question is, what would be your ideal role for next? And you can unmute and let us know.
Hey everybody, so I actually just came back from the dentist, so my speech is a little impaired, but I would say some type of role on Law and Order, like some type of badass detective. I would love that.
Hey, well, your picture says it.
That's so, what everyone says. That would be like my ideal ultimate role. Or on network TV. And then movies, I would say like an Angelina Jolie type role. Definitely.
Oh, so you like action, you like to fight. Okay.
I love it.
All right. Yeah, okay, I can tell. That picture says you like to fight. Okay. All right.
I'm nicer in person, I promise.
And that's all right. You know what? We are actors, so people are supposed to look at us and see that character. So I see it.
Right.
Belanda, if you were to get your ideal role on TV, what would it be? And we're going to give her a couple seconds. I don't know if she's still on here or not. I know she's in. Oh, there she is. Okay.
I'm here, but can I type it in the chat?
Go ahead. She's going to type it in the chat and we will read it. And I'm going to go ahead and lead into our next, what we get ready to talk about. But I want to thank you all for signing on and then joining us to talk about the business of acting. For many of us, we always think what we taught is that you need to go get trained as an actor. You need to go to this school. You need to get this training. Most of us, especially here in LA, go to this school. It's going to help you get booked. Go to this school. It's going to help you get booked. But what we all know, what it boils down to is this one big word, marketability. At the end of the day, it's not about how talented we are as actors. It's about who can we bring to view the show. And that's something that we need to understand as actors. We need to understand the business side. Many of us are already gifted. We got those skill sets. And when you're trying to figure out the business side, the first thing you need to do is to clarify. You have to have some clarity on who you are as an artist. And you got to be confident in that because you got to know your identity out here in Hollywood. You got to, not just Hollywood, anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, wherever you're at, if you're an actor, you have to know who you are and your why. So as we think about that as an artist, the first thing I had to do when I started acting is I had to realize that I'm not going to let Hollywood define me and who I am and what I've accomplished in life. This impacts the way that I interact with my representation, casting directors, producers, directors, everyone. This is how you're viewed in the industry. So if you go into the industry and you don't know who you are and you're letting Hollywood dictate who you are, you're setting yourself up for a lot of heartache. So with that being said, have you even thought about the fact, most of us have said, yeah, I'm an actor, or I want to be an actor. Have you thought about who am I exactly as an artist? What type of artist do I want to be? So I'm gonna throw that question out there real quick and we're gonna get back to it. You know what? I think I'm gonna give it to Kiana, because we talked enough. You know who you are. Let's go ahead, Kiana. Break it down for me.
Okay, what type of artist do I want to be?
Yes.
Oh, geez. I don't know that I know how to sum all this up because I feel like I do quite a few things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I know that I have a comedic aspect to me or comedic side to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, that this is just as it relates to acting. Um, I can be the law and order lawyer as well.
Okay.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm not quite understanding your question.
That's all right. No,
give
I'm not
me
even talking
give me an
about roles.
example. Okay.
I'm not even talking about roles. I'm talking about with clarity, knowing who you are as a person. Knowing who you are
Okay.
as a
So I
person.
so I do know that there are certain lines that I'm not going to cross. So I do
Okay.
have certain boundaries in which there's just certain roles that I'm not going to take. So
Okay.
I would love to go into faith-based films.
Okay.
Um, doesn't mean I can't do secular films though, but for myself, I'm always looking at the example that I'm setting for my family.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I needed. Just a little bit of something like that. Okay, Flojo, you said you want to play strong female roles. Now, as we talked about with roles, you know who you want to be as an artist, but who are you as a person before you can become an artist? Are you confident in who you are? Those are questions we have to ask ourselves. T. Roy, what would you say to that?
As an artist, I am definitely confident. I think I can always be better. I'm always willing to learn because I don't know everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but as far as like the question in a whole, I kind of explained, I guess, a little earlier, just like I want to be an impact. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be placed in a bubble. Now, there are certain things I won't do. Like I've turned down an audition for Tyler Perry earlier this year
Mm-hmm.
for the simple fact of just my integrity and what I'm
Okay.
willing to do. Me and my agent went back and forth on it a little bit, but I'm like, I just can't do it. If I'm going to present something to somebody, I'm gonna make sure I give it my all. And that particular role just wasn't for me,
Okay.
And I'm not
Gotcha.
Michael Jordan, nothing like that. I'm just T Roy down the street. But I said, no, that is not what I'm going to do. But there's somebody for that, you
Okay.
know? So yeah. Hopefully that answers
Hey,
the question.
you know what? I appreciate that because having clarity is going to make sure that you are confident in who you are. Having clarity is going to keep you from being distracted. Having clarity is going to help you stay strong to your why while you're working in the industry. Now, clarity is the most important thing that we need to have when we work in the industry. There's three other things that we need to add under that. First of all, you need to know your why. You need to know, why do you want to be an actor? So when you stepped out and said, I don't know if when you was a child or when you became an adult, what point of your life you decided that you wanted to act? Um, what gave you that desire? And do you understand what's going to hold you to it? So Amani, you just jumped in the room. I wanted to say welcome. So I wanted to ask you this question real quick. What's up, BZ? I wanted to ask you this question. So, are you there, Amani?
I am here. Hey, Rodney.
Oh, what's up? What's up?
What's going on?
So, you is what's going on. It's about everybody in this room.
That's
So,
right. That's right.
did you hear the question?
No, I didn't hear the question.
Okay, the question is, we are talking about clarity and we're talking about the fact that, can you hear me?
Yes.
And we're talking about knowing your why as an actor. So we've talked about clarity and understanding who you are as a person. When you decided, what made you decide to become an actor? And we're talking about what's going to hold you and keep you as you go through this journey.
Oh, that's good. So why is um that's a good question. That is a really good question because
Okay.
I haven't really
And you know what?
but that's good.
And you don't have to answer it right now today. These are questions for you to start thinking about. You have to understand why you're doing this, because that's a question a lot of people ask me, and I ask that to a lot of people. Why do you want to be an actor? BZ, I'm gonna come to you real quick. Why do you want to be an actor? This man has a very silky voice, y'all.
The thing is, man, I never wanted to be an actor originally. The only thing that I really ever wanted to do was voiceover, and the on camera part of it actually started falling into my lap. And now the reason that I wanted to, I wanted to do voiceover for obvious reasons. But two of the primary reasons were, one is that I can do all my work from home
Okay.
and spend more time with my kid.
Okay.
I can be in entertainment because I've always wanted to be in entertainment. I can be in entertainment, make entertainment money, but I don't need the entertainment fame and any of that. And that was one of the things, is I didn't want the fame, I didn't want the adoration or worship, because it doesn't belong here, it belongs there.
All right.
And so then, fast forward, on camera work started falling into my lap, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and ride out the wave, and like Smokey told Craig, take advantage, man, take advantage. So I decided to just go. I'm like, you know what, Lord, if this is the platform you want me to use to expand territory and become a more effective witness, then I'll just go ahead and do that. So,
okay.
But that's pretty much how it goes for me right now, especially for on camera work.
And you know what, brother, I thank you, BZ, for answering that. There is no right or wrong answer to this question. I asked knowing your why, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to keep you. That's your foundation. That's what's going to keep you grounded when you start going through those times of not booking, or when your phone's not ringing from your agent. You got to understand, I have a lot of reasons that keep me motivated and keep me grounded in the industry. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. This isn't about me right now. This is about each and every person who came into the room. Y'all hear about me later, but that's why I'm going around talking to you guys. Winston, and would you like to share, why did you want to work as an actor or work in the field of entertainment?
Wow. You got me following my man and his voice. That's a challenging thing. That voice is great. Your voice is awesome, dude. For me, on a personal level, acting is so unbelievably exhilarating. My mind works fastest. There's so much energy that happens from acting. I think it's one of the greatest professions in this daggone world. I can just feel it. I can just feel it, like you can feel the energy. And secondarily, if I'm doing it well, then I'm giving something to the audience and giving it something that they can really grab onto. But I tell you, being on stage or being in acting and whatever it is, I tell you, I feel alive, partner, every time I do it.
Feel alive, huh?
Yeah, man.
So those are your whys. Just like I said, there's no right or wrong answer to this. This is something that you have to write down and have that as a reminder every single day when you get up and grind in this industry. You gotta keep that at the forefront. Mine is stamped on my head. It's stamped in my brain. It's stamped all over the house. Mine is when I look at my family, everything. So T-Roy, what's your why, man?
Not only did I want to do this as a child, seeing how it made my grandma smile, but also I believe it's just bigger than me. Like my nieces, my little cousins, everybody has a chance to believe they can do it too. Because when I grew up, I didn't think it was possible until I got older, But them at them ages, like, oh, I can do this too. It is so much bigger than me, and that's my why.
I love that. I love that. Being a part of something that's bigger than you, man, that keeps you going. That keeps you going every single day. So Amani over there driving, I ain't gonna ask her no questions till she started driving. So you just keep listening. We want you to be safe.
She raised her hand. She raised her hand.
Oh, she raised her hand?
Okay. I'm parked now. I'm parked now. I have to say that I should have answered your question. I didn't know how I wanted to answer your question.
Okay.
Because when you asked that question, I was thinking as acting as being a major piece, or being something just my main priority, right? And so although it's not, it is something that is a part of me and has always been. And so I was like, BZ, I didn't want to ever act. I did all type of school plays. I was the director. I was the producer. I was the one that told people what to do and how it should look. And they kept saying, "You need to be the one up here acting." I'm like, no, you know. And so, and so, but then I realized, well, maybe there's something in that. And then so some of my clarity came from through somebody else, because they were saying that it is a vehicle and a part of their sauce. And I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, wait a minute, you got something there. And I was like, oh, that's it. That's what it is. You know, it's just how you utilize it, because I do want the platform. I don't like BZ said, I don't want any type of fame or any admiration or anything like that. But I
Right.
would like a platform where that my word can get around to more people, or that for me is what a why for me is, you know, just being able to set the stage and
I
have the
love it.
opportunity,
I
access.
love it. I love it. We coming to Kiana. Did you say your why?
No, I didn't say my why.
Okay,
My
okay. Your
why,
turn.
oh boy. How can I sum this up?
Just like I say, there's no right or wrong answer. It's your why, not ours.
So my why is not only representation. Well, so firstly, I know that I've been called to this
Okay.
because it's not that I've never wanted to be, like I hear so many people say, I didn't want to go into this. I didn't want to, but it just sort of fell in my lap. It's not that I've never wanted to be an actress. I've always wanted it. However, everybody else in my life didn't want it for me. Not everybody, but people who felt they knew what was best, what was better for me, they didn't want me to go down that path. And
Mm-hmm.
so for me, it's following the calling that God has placed up on my life. It's
Okay.
following that. But then it's also, if I'm being honest, it's a little bit of proving to certain family members that I can totally be successful by totally surrendering myself to the will of God.
Okay.
Because
All right.
because the notion of being an actress is always like, well, if you're an actor, then you're a starving artist. You're not going to be successful doing that. You're one in a million. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yes. Yes.
So yeah.
Hey, thank you very much for sharing that. I'm telling you, as I said, right now there's no right or wrong. We're just talking out this so we can get an understanding of the business of acting. Flojo, do you care to share?
Yes. So for me, it was actually the opposite. I knew from an early age that I wanted to be an actress. I just never pursued it. And I've had, just like I'm sure a lot of you guys had people tell me, that's never going to amount to anything, it's not going to happen, whatever, whatever. And I kind of let life get in the way. So I've
Mm,
done corporate, I've done, starting my own, even though this is kind of starting your own business, you're your own business.
mm-hmm.
I've done all of that and it hasn't been my passion. So I wanted to go back to my passion, and starting that, it just doesn't feel like work. It's fun. Like I love doing it. I can be on set for 12, 15 hours and be fine and be okay. And if I go
Yeah.
to corporate, if I go to my job an hour in, like I'm already sick and tired of it and I want to be there. So I just want to do something that is fulfilling, that's my passion, that's fun. And I feel like I've given so much of my life to my kids and my family, and it's my turn now. Like I want to do something for myself. So that's why.
You know what? I love that. Everybody's why, just I said, it has to be personal to you and why you want to do anything in life. And what we're talking about right now, we all, we can go to class and learn Meisner and all these different techniques. But what we're talking about right now are the things that are going to keep you rooted and to help you really finish this race that you started here, to work as an actor, to be a working actor. That's the goal most of us want to be. We want to be working. So I love what you said, Flojo, about being a business, because that's one of the biggest things artists that we kind of miss out on. We talented, but we don't know a thing about how to run a business. And so that's what we're going to really work on. We're going to grow in that area. We're going to be really, you have to treat yourself. Each person, each actor is a small business. So you got to put that sign out in front of your business every single day, turn the light on, and that light stay on until all the clients come in, until you get enough clients that you need for your business. So that's what we have to do. That's how we treat ourselves every day. Can I get an amen on that? No, I'm just playing. Next, but we I think I heard Winston playing a little organ over there. So, I don't know. But another thing that we need to know, Winston, go ahead. Winston, go ahead.
I was playing that organ too. You heard me. You must have heard me.
Well, that's what it's about, man. It really is. So we talked about our why. We talked about clarity. We talked about identity and really knowing that. There's another important thing that we really need to do. What separates us from other actors? Just like a business, what separates that Nike hat that BZ is wearing from an Adidas hat? What makes a person want that over Adidas? Nike has been doing this for years. That little swoosh got everybody crazy over it. What is it about the swoosh that makes them want to wear it over wearing some Converse from back in the day? Those Chuck Taylors that used to be around, all that stuff. So what is it about you? And you don't have to answer this right now, but I would love for you to jump in, raise your hand if you want to talk about that. But it's so important to think about that, because that is going to give you your power when you walk in the audition room. Many of us have been on auditions, and you walk in there and there's 20 people looking just like you, dressed similar to you, everything. It's like, whew, okay, what's going to separate me? Because casting, as they're looking at people, if they're looking at the same thing over and over again, they get bored. I've talked to enough casting directors who say they want somebody who's going to give them some shock value, who's going to come in and be memorable. So what is it about you that separates from everybody else who's going for these roles? That's how you operate like a business. That's how you start separating yourself. So anybody want to comment? I'm gonna be quiet for like 10 seconds. I don't hear anything, I'm gonna jump back in. But anybody want to talk, you can raise your hand right now, because I'm not gonna call on anybody.
Yeah, this is hard. I need a minute for that one.
Okay, cool. I see BZ thinking, his mind is thinking.
I think it has a lot to do with creating your own personal sauce, right? It's you want to put your sauce on it. If it's something, you got to let your personality come out. A lot of people step into the room and they leave. They leave. They're in the room, but they leave. Like it's like you become robotic and you're trying so hard to be what you think they want you to be. When the truth is, it's like a job or interview. Yes. They want to fill a role. Why not you? They need artists. They need somebody to be in this position. Why not you? And so to stand out like a Nike check, you got to add your sauce. There's something about the way you giggle. There's something about the way you move, or you do something with your lip, or whatever it is that's quirky and different about you. Let it happen in the moment. It's about telling the truth in the moment, whatever that is. And if it's like, yo, if they not gonna hire you anyway, you might as well have a blast. You know what I'm saying? Play around with it. Have a good time, because you're showing up in your authenticity. So that's one thing that I know it sets me apart, is that I ain't think everybody in the room disappears when I step in the room. I am here to do the work that I've show you the work that I've done, and it's up to you to say yes or no.
Yes.
And then I'm out. You're welcome.
Man, Natalie, I love that answer. And when you were talking, what came to mind is the fact that we as actors, as entrepreneurs, we're problem solvers as well. I've talked to enough casting directors, producers, directors who say, you're solving the problem for me, because I'm looking for this character. I need you to be that character. When you're that character, problem solved. So that's how we got to start thinking of ourselves that, you know what, I'm a business. I got to function like a business. I'm solving this problem. The only way a business gets paid is by doing what? Solving problems. Think about it. Subway solved the problem making a little sandwich. They ain't doing nothing but making sandwiches. And you know how much it costs to buy a Subway? $150,000 to own a franchise. Making sandwiches, it's worth $150,000. That's before you make a dime. So what are you worth? You got to think about yourself like that. You know, I'm branded. You know, if you that Nike I'm wearing, what else? Yes, you see that? We are solving problems. What do you
Well,
think
see,
about that?
to dovetail on what sister was just talking about, and as well as something that you pointed out earlier in regard to there's a bunch of punchy cats that are here sitting in this waiting room that sort of kind of resemble me and look like me. The thing is we all bring our own personal experience to the table. There's no other you than you, just like a fingerprint.
Right.
You know, it doesn't matter whether it's on camera or voiceover. There's a ton of cats that I know that are my colleagues that are in voiceover that are my direct competition. And a lot of us go out for the same gigs, and a lot of us all see the same auditions. And the moment that one of us wins it is, it's a whole lot of love. The thing is it's just like colors. You got purple, but you have multiple shades of purple. So,
Yes.
you may come in a light color, another brother may come in a darker color, another cat may come in between, but there's all different shades. And so with that being said, there's no other you than you, no matter who looks like you, even if you have a doppelganger, because that doppelganger doesn't have the particular experiences that you've had in life. They may have some similar experiences, but they don't have the exact experiences. So that's what it is that you bring to the table when you step into that casting room, or now the Zoom room. But
Yeah.
I always tell my students, and for those of you who don't know, I coach in voiceover and produce demos. I also tell my students, I'm like, look, first things first, you have to understand that this game, this business of entertainment is a crapshoot. Nothing is guaranteed. We all have our gifts and our talents, and it's just up to us to expose those gifts and talents and use them in the correct and proper fashion. But in order for you to succeed in it, you have to first step out to find out. And then while you're busy stepping out, you need to stand out.
There it is. I love it. You got to stand out, man. You really do. That is so critical that you had that type of mindset, that you are a problem solver, that every casting director has told me they are rooting for us. They said, man, we are not sitting in the room hating on you. We're in the room like saying, let this one be the one. Let this one be the one. So with that being said, go in there with that confidence and just knowing that, you know what, as Natalie said, T. Roy said, as whoever else said, go in that room and have fun. Now, we just talked about the auditioning and all the other stuff. I want to talk to you about, this is something very important that we need to do as actors, and we need to own our careers. Own it. What I mean by that is like, yeah, I love auditioning. Yeah, I love going in. I want to be on network TV. But am I waiting for network TV or this big film to give me my opportunity? Or am I going to go ahead and make the opportunity and start getting together with other creatives and creating a product that's going to make money? Because all these heads in this room can make money just as well. So that's what I talk about. Because with my representation, I was talking to my agent a few weeks ago, and I'm like, a lot of people forget the fact that I make 90%, you get 10%. So the onus is really on me to do most of the work. You're not going to go all crazy for me because you're only getting 10%. So it's really on us. It's our job. It's our business. So how do you feel about that? The fact that we have to own our careers, that it's nobody else's responsibility but us, that person you see in the morning, to get up, put on their clothes, go out and handle their business, to network, to get with the right creatives, the right partners, the writing partners, or the right cast, and create your own projects and work hard enough. If you're doing a Kickstarter to fund your project, everybody's kickstarting together to fundraise, not just the person who's the EP on the project. These are the types of things that you have to come together for. I know creators who have come together, put their projects out, and raised $100,000 to do a project, and make sure everybody get paid. That's power. And the power is in this Zoom room right now to go ahead and start owning our careers while we're trying to work on the so-called Hollywood dream. Because to me, I'm living my dream every single day. And that's what I want to ask you. What do you think about that? You're supposed to own your career. Winston.
Yes, brother. Yes. What you just said, and the reason why there's a little bit of pause in my voice is that what I've done specifically in this realm has been exactly what you said. I did not wait for somebody here in Atlanta to say, hey, now you are good. Now you can go ahead and produce your thing and get your work done. I produced all four of my shows my damn self. And I went and made sure I got some of the greatest actors I've ever seen here and had great audiences. I can't wait, man. Life is too short. And the cool thing about what you said is that we can all do it together collectively. And that's a powerful thing. But from my perspective, I ain't waiting for nobody. Because I did when I did a very first play many years ago, I had a young man came up to me and said, hey, Mr. Wilson, I'm so glad you did this because this has given me confidence to what I'm needed to do. I'm telling you, Rodney, once I heard that, I was like, damn, this is it. This is the life. I don't care about what else happens. If I'm doing this and I'm having an effect on people and changing this young man's life one way or the other, then that's it.
Yes. I love that. I knew I was going to get an
Rodney,
answer. Yes.
So what's super cool is that I did my own one-woman show because I when you say make it yourself, like I'm not the type of person where it's like I'd be like no to your no. That's how I am as a person. I'd be like no to your no. and so someone had approached me. I've never had to audition. Right? People come to me and like, I know the perfect role for you. I know the perfect role for you. And so I was like, I have something. Like, I know I do. And I'm not going to fit into anybody's mold. So I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this and jump through hoops. I don't do that. I don't do pick me. Right. And so I was a part of a play and I had a little minor line, you would say. No, there is no such thing as a small line, like a little role at all. I said like two things and it was really my facial expressions the whole time. And they came up afterwards like, oh my God, and was just going off everything. And then so the producer was like, you need to do a one-woman show. And I was like, what's that? And so he was like, I'll help you. I ended up writing and directing the whole concept and did a whole 90-minute one-woman show myself. And it just changed everything for me because the little girl who never really I moved around so much right before the big show. Like I would get a part or whatever. And then right when it was time to go, I would move. So I never got to let it out. It was just something about taking it in my own hands. It gives me, it fueled me to have the confidence to where I don't have to wait for anybody to give me an opportunity. What I am is adding sauce to your project. You want some sauce with that? Right? And so when you say it's important for us all to come together and to work, it is important to have community. And if I didn't have someone to say, you need to do this, and I see you, and instead of always going out there getting no, you need people that will create you, that will create things with you in mind. So making yourself marketable also is letting people know who you are and the roles that you do want to play so that they can keep you top of mind for a project that they have.
I couldn't have said that better. It is so important because I'm a firm believer that Hollywood's gonna come knocking on my door when they have the ideal role. I'm not gonna keep kicking on their door. They're gonna see what's happening in my life and say, hey, yo, we got something for you. We know you can bring the viewership, you can bring the sponsors to this TV show, whatever, because that's what it boils down to on casting. That's one of the things they look at for any TV show. It is not your acting ability. Trust me. I've had enough conversations, producers, TV. I've sat down and talked to television producers for CBS, ABC, all of them. They say, man, what it boils down to really is, if we cast this person, especially if they're not a household name, are they going to bring viewership? Because viewership equates to sponsors. That's, all those commercials and stuff. That's what it boils down to. It's a business. And that's what we really want to focus on. And I love what Natalie said. The whole thing is, we are a community right now. That's what I've been trying to work on for the past year. And I'm so glad that I've connected with the people who have the same like mind as I do. Many of you have already joined the Facebook group that I created called the New Actors Blueprint. Now, most of us, I was talking to BZ about this last week, and most of us are not brand new actors. We've been acting for a while, but are we household names? No. So I said, you're still a new actor. So that's why I called it the New Actors Blueprint. But I wanted to get together with some dope people who are creative, and we start putting together our own projects and building each other up, employing each other, making Hollywood want to come knock at our door while we're building up our confidence in who we are. So something that you need to think about is, after we sat down and talked for almost 45 minutes or so, what's going to happen next? I already know what you need to do next. Step one, you need to sign up for the Facebook group called the New Actors Blueprint. And I'll make sure you sign up for that. And there's many others who joined it. Matter of fact, the group has grown 40 members within 5 days. So I'm just telling you, people are thirsty. They're trying to figure out, how do I grow in this industry? Secondly, we really have to start developing that mindset that we are a business, that we're problem solvers. We're just like the insurance person selling State Farm insurance. We're just like Jake at State Farm. We're solving the problem. We're helping people get their policies right. We're helping the producer get the right cast members for their show that's going to make their show last for 5-10 years. Because we all know, what's that magic number you want for a TV show? 5 years, 100 episodes. Everybody getting paid for life. So that's what they look for. They want to get a show that's going to get in syndication. So that's what we want to do. So, okay, Kiana, we'll make sure you get that too. And then lastly, and most importantly, is that we are part of a community. I'm part of a community. I want to invite you to another level community. It's called oh my goodness. Natalie, I need you to help me, because I just
You went blank. The Greater Purpose Society.
Yeah, I just went blank. I can't believe. No, don't worry about it. It's called the Greater Purpose Society. Sorry about that. I'm talking and talking. It's called the Greater Purpose Society. And I'm gonna tell you, I've been a part of this community for the past 8-9 weeks. And my life has changed, the way I think, the way I process things, the way I go into auditions. I'm telling you, the last audition I had an audition for 911 last Friday. My manager actually saw the audition. She was like, this was like one of the best auditions that I've done. I'm telling you, it's because my confidence level, because I surrounded myself with the community. So that's what I want to invite you all in. So with that being said, before I turn it over, I want to see if there's any other questions before I turn it back over to Natalie.
Well, what's the number one thing that you would say to an actor right now that they need to do, first step to become marketable?
First step to become marketable, your clarity. You have to clarify. You have to know who you are. Because if you don't know who you are, the people you go in front of, they're not going to know who you are. So they can't buy into you. It really boils down to that.
And so someone just said, I need more confidence. What else would you all say that you need? What do you know that you need in order to show up fully in the room? What do you need?
I would advise everybody. I'm pretty sure people have heard the term, you have to get a thick skin because you have to deal with rejection.
Mm-hmm.
My personal viewpoint on that thing is it's not a rejection process, it's a selection process. You probably heard that before. The thing is when people don't get a role, they think they've been shot down and rejected. No, you haven't been. They just had to select the
That's
proper
it.
actor for the part. And it's not necessarily up to the casting director. It can be the producers, it can be the director, and like in the voiceover field, it can be the producers, it can be the client, it can be just about anybody. Not necessarily the casting director. The casting director puts you in front of the potential buyers, shoppers, clients, whatever the case may be. But they pick who it is that fits the role the best. I did I went up with against two other brothers for an NBA 2K spot for voiceover. It was three of us. I nailed it. I know I killed it, but they didn't pick me. They picked the dude that they thought would be the better sound for the spot. They loved what I did, but this dude had a different sound that was closer to what it is that they were looking for. So they didn't shoot me down. They didn't reject me. They selected him. And that's what it boils down to. Rodney, you just pointed out 911. I just turned in an audition for 911, and I bet you it's the same part.
You never know. You never know. You never know. Yep. That's how it boils down to.
Yeah.
And so what Rodney shared in regards to being clear about who you are is so extremely important, because a lot of people are out there selling the same ketchup, but it's about the presentation. It's about the bottle that is in. It's about what's that taste? What's that tang, right? You got Chex Mix, with marshmallows, you got Chex Mix with what is your thing? You have to put a little sauce on it. You got to add, you got to put a little sauce on it. That's what it is. Because if you're not memorable, then you're forgettable. If you're not memorable, then you're forgettable. You have to understand that confidence transforms you from being a commodity. It allows you to stand out. And a lot of people are getting no's. You're literally walking into the no because you don't have clarity. You just want to act, you just hope. People you going out there, they say, go out there and audition. Do you know what that one role is that you need? You need one role. One role for somebody to see you the way that you want to be seen. It's not about a whole bunch of little different roles and I did this and I did that. That used to be the way. Because you couldn't go on social media before and just get access to people. It used to be the way that you got to be in this and you got to be that. No, you have to study so hard for that one role that you want. Watch tape on everything. Become your version of Flo. I'd rather do commercials than anything else. Right? I want to be that person twerking down the street, doing the sun kiss, doing the sun drop, whatever. What's your version of that? Are you showing up on social media every day being your version of what you want to be? Because if casting directors come and see that, you're showing up as that person all the time. Be that one person. But you got to get clear. You got to be clear about who you are as a person. And so that's what we do in the society. Like Rodney was saying, Rodney was getting booked. Rodney was doing things, but Rodney is a totally different human being now, because it has everything to do with community. It has everything to do with, you know what? If even on my downtimes, I got people I have access to. I can connect with Winston, who is in the game. really committed. He's a part of the society. We have screenwriters in the society. We have actors and different things. All of the pieces are already there. It's just a matter of saying, hey, y'all, let's get in the writer's room. Or, hey, let's do this, let's do that. That's what it's about, because it's about business. It's about making money. It's not about the fact that you want to play a role and make a difference. Nobody cares. It's about business. Do y'all understand that? It's about business. So you have to be able to walk into that room and show these people how you're going to make them money. Once you get the role, that's when you get to make the difference that you want. But we got to develop your business mindset, that business muscle, so that you can get booked, so you can make the impact that you absolutely need. Is that making sense, guys? Snap, snap. That's what's up.
It is. It's making a whole lot of sense. And
so go ahead.
Every time I hear you say that, it's over. Oh, it's almost time. Okay. Every time I hear you say that, though, it just when you talk about just being clear and knowing who I am, that's made, it really has made a world of difference in how I conduct myself in the industry. And I met
because
you.
Nobody thinks a lot of people don't think they don't know who they are. Like, you don't get up in the mirror and look at yourself and say, I don't even know who I am. That's not how it's happening. It's when you're not able to clearly sit before someone and say, this is what I want. This is why I'm here. This is what I do. There's no apology. There's no long storytelling and all of that. No, this is why you need to select me. This is the value that I add to this. I have ideas. You don't just get this, you get, you gotta know.
Yeah.
You have to know. That's walking in for a job. That's getting in a relationship with someone. That's life. That's life. And so if you're not the star in your own life, then you're going to be an extra in somebody else's. We got to get you up out of that extra role so that you can be
we don't like that
of
word.
Your own life. That extra.
Don't nobody want to hear that word at all.
You understand what I'm saying? It's time to take center stage in your life by getting clear about what it is that you want. Do you even know your number as an actor? Do you know how much you need to make to maintain your lifestyle as an actor? You want to aim to find out, what is that? Is that a series regular? Is that what is it? How many do I need to book in order to maintain my lifestyle? That's what you're working towards, so that, because it's about the money. Once you're able to make enough money to just maintain yourself as an actor, you can go in it full time because you freed up your time. And by freeing up your time, it gives you more time to spend with your scripts. It gives you more time to develop yourself, go out there and make relationships and do things like that. But you have to be in a community of people that's not just working on the talent. No, you have it. It's there. You know what I mean? People have walked on day one straight off the streets and got booked. It's you got to work on the business and the presentation and the mindset that this is about money, making them money, and being able to maintain your lifestyle. And through that freedom and vehicle, you will be able to impact and touch the world. Because if your money is funny at home, don't tell me you showing up fully. You showing up like, I need this gig. I need this gig. I need this gig. Instead of showing up and being the person, we got to get you all the way together first. That's what this is all about. And so you got a few questions, Rodney.
You know, I saw Kiana just put one up about how important it is about social media. You know, I'm not going
Yes.
to spend too much time because we don't have a whole lot of time for that, but I can just tell you that you definitely need to have a presence, but it's got to be a strategic presence. And that's something that as a community we work through. We work through trying to develop how you're going to present yourself so that when casting producers, wherever, when they checking you out on social media, they want to bring you in the room. And because there's a client that my agent has, they were telling me last week, this person likes cats. This dude has about 15 cats in his house. He went viral on Instagram about 2 years ago. He has 350,000 followers. He auditioned for a Lifetime movie. They said his audition wasn't that great, but you know why he booked it? Because he's branded as the cat lady. That's why he got the job, because he was branded as the cat lady. They didn't care about his audition. They like, we'll work out his acting. We all know we've been on camera. I say the Oscars should be best edited acting. We all know how many times they'll do a scene to make sure they get that right scene that they want. So we know it ain't just about the acting. It's about a business. It's about how you're gonna make that money for them. So that's what we're gonna really focus on and really build you up in that. And last thing before we close out, if you go to the Facebook page, I've already posted an opportunity for somebody in our community to make some money, because I'm a part of a project I need a DP for. They're gonna make a few, like $250 for 2 days per day. You know, just 2 days of shooting. That's it. $500 in January. So you know a DP. So these are just other ways that you can just make money in the community that we can start employing each other. So with that being said, these are the takeaways. I want to thank you very much for coming in and just talking to me about the business of acting. And Natalie, thank you very much, because you have truly been an inspiration for me. And you've really helped me change the way I process and think as an actor. And one more thing, you know, I'm an ex-minister, so I'm still a minister, but I talk too much. But my wife over there, you want to know one of my whys? Sitting over there. She's my why. I want to come home one day and say, you can retire. You're done. You ain't got to work no more. You can focus on whatever you want to do. So that's why I go so hard. So want to leave you with those 3 things. Sign up for the Facebook group. You've done that. It's time to work on becoming a business. And the way you do it is by joining the GPS, the Greater Purpose Society. That's how you do it. I'm part of it. My wife's a part of it. I'm telling you, it's amazing. You're welcome, Flo Joe. Thank you for coming in.
And thank you all so much. Thank you, Rodney, for dropping those gems. And you all will receive an invitation to join the society. We have a pre-launch special going on to where if you have $99, you can gain access immediately, and we can go from there. We look forward to seeing you all in the society. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You're not out here alone. The world needs your talents. The world needs to hear your voice. And in order to do that, you gotta have money to stay in the game.
Yeah.
And to be able to make money for others with your talent. And so have a good evening. Make sure you go out there and you come after this. Put pressure on yourself to figure out, who am I as an artist? And why is that important to the narratives that are currently out there in the world? What sauce am I going to put on my voice, on and my posture and how I show up? And what is it that I want? What is my why? All right, we'll see you all soon, and it'll be at the top. Have a good evening. Bye.
Right.
Goodbye.